The story begins by revealing that in the future, all prisons will be controlled by private companies. These companies risk prisoners' lives for money. One such prison is Terminal Island, where the company organizes death races and people across the country watch them with great enthusiasm. It's a car race where all prisoners try their best to win, because whoever wins 5 consecutive races will be released. In today's race, only 2 cars remained. One had the masked Frankenstein and his navigator Case, and the other had Frank's oldest enemy Joe. Frank was about to win the race when suddenly his car's weapons stopped working. Then Frank told Case to escape the car using a parachute, and he moved forward himself. Eventually, Joe attacked and caused a massive explosion in Frank's car. A few days later, we see a man named Jensen who had been in prison before but now drove cars. At night, after reaching home, he met his wife and then went to see his little daughter. During this time, a masked man came and killed his wife. When Jensen arrived there, that man knocked him unconscious too, placed the murder weapon in Jensen's hand, made the gun gesture with his hand, and left. Later, when Jensen woke up, the police arrested him for his wife's murder. 6 months later, Jensen arrived at Terminal Island Prison. He was called to meet the prison warden Hennessy. She knew Jensen was an excellent driver, so she offered Jensen to become the new Frankenstein. Actually, the real Frankenstein had died in the explosion during the last race. But nobody knew about this yet. People across the country loved Frank very much, and because of this, their race TRPs remained very high. So if news spread that Frank was dead, they would suffer huge losses. That's why Jensen had to wear a mask and become the next Frank. According to the rules, a prisoner who wins 5 races gets freed, and Frank had already won 4 races. So now Jensen also had a golden opportunity. Just win 1 race, then freedom. Jensen didn't want to risk his life, but then Hennessy explained to him, "Look kid, if you don't want to race, no problem, but if you just stay in prison, we'll take care of your daughter. She'll be left without parents." Hearing this, Jensen agreed to become Frank and race. After this, Jensen met Coach and his men who handled Frankenstein's car. Similarly, every team had their separate area. There was one place where Hennessy had been preparing something big for months. Now that Jensen had come in Frank's place, only his team knew this. Then Coach showed him the car, which had many types of high-tech weapons, but these would only activate on race day. Escaping from this prison was also impossible because the prison was on an island from where you had to go through a small bridge to exit. Even if someone tried to escape, police and helicopters would catch them immediately. Then the team told him that the race would have 3 stages, in which he had to kill as many prisoners as possible in the first 2 stages. And in the 3rd stage, whoever drives and wins first would be the victor. A girl would work as navigator with each player. After this, we also see Joe and the other players. Then Joe came there and said that this competition was actually only between him and Frank. At that moment, Frank's eyes fell on some prisoners who had something like a GPS device in their hands. He remembered that this was the same device he had seen in his wife's killer's hand. Now it was completely clear that he had been brought here under some conspiracy. Finally, the day of the first stage arrived, and Jensen was given Frank's clothes and mask, and as soon as he returned, Death Race's fame started touching the sky again. Coach forbade him from talking to other players because the real Frank never did that. After this, Jensen removed his mask in the car because nobody could see them from outside, and Case also knew his secret. As soon as the race started, players began trying to knock down each other's cars. But with Case's help, Jensen reached the front along with Joe. Then Case told him a shortcut through which he came in first position. After this, sword and shield rules were implemented for the players. Whichever player's car crossed the marker, their weapons would activate. Soon players started firing heavily on the track. After this, Hennessy also activated death heads, meaning whoever's car passed through there would be immediately crushed. After this, Jensen activated his weapons, but the machine gun still wasn't working. Then when Case climbed on top of the car to fix it, bullets started raining on her from all sides. But Jensen saved her by turning the car in an amazing way. Jensen activated the car's shield, but it couldn't withstand the shower of bullets for long. Then they blew up Colt's car with an explosion. Now Jensen's competition was again with Joe. But then a driver named Pachenko came and made that gun gesture at him, which his wife's killer had made. This distracted Jensen, and eventually Pachenko won this stage. By now, 3 players had died, and 6 players reached the 2nd stage. Later, Coach checked the car. All devices were fine, so why didn't they activate in the race? After this, Jensen went straight to Hennessy and said he knows that Pachenko killed his wife. But this was all Hennessy's plan, so that Jensen could be brought into the race by making him Frank. Even after hearing this, Hennessy didn't confess the truth. Rather, she threatened him once again by showing his daughter's picture. Poor Jensen couldn't do anything at that time. But later, when he was fixing his car, he saw Pachenko. Jensen also followed him to his area. But then Pachenko's team caught him. him. Pachenko beat him badly and was about to smash his head with a hammer when Jensen's team member came and distracted him. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Jensen attacked them, and after beating everyone, he finally caught Pachenko. Eventually, Pachenko spilled the truth that Hennessy had sent him to kill his wife. Jensen was about to kill him when police officer Ulrich came and stopped the fight. The next day, the second stage of the race was about to start, and Pachenko once again gestured at Jensen to provoke him. But Jensen didn't fall for his trap and kept driving slowly when the race started. Then he asked Case if she had killed Frank because the car's weapons hadn't activated in 2 consecutive races. When Jensen threatened to blow up the car, Case told the truth that she had turned off Frank's car weapons on Hennessy's orders. Hennessy didn't want Frank to win and be released, but their plan wasn't to kill Frank either. Frank himself got killed in the pursuit of winning. Hearing this, Jensen joined a race again. This time his clash was with Pachenko. He overtook Pachenko and crossed the marker to activate weapons. But everyone was thinking that since the car's weapons are in front, how will he use them? But Jensen said in his mind, "Create havoc." Laughing and saying this, he turned the car amazingly and then drove in reverse and fired bullets rapidly at Pachenko. After this, he turned forward and released smoke from the car, which made Pachenko's car crash. Then he got out of his car, broke Pachenko's neck, and took revenge for his wife's death. Now the race had Jensen and Joe's clash. At that moment, Hennessy revealed her secret that she had been preparing for so long. It was a weapon truck, which as soon as it came, blew up 2 players in massive explosions. Then it moved forward and turned another player's car to ash in a moment. Now Hennessy's target was Joe and Jensen. To escape this, they needed to work together. So Jensen talked to Joe through walkie-talkie, and Joe also agreed. Both of them started ramming the truck together, and as soon as the death head came in front of them, they drove through it, in which the truck was badly crushed. Finally, the second stage also ended. Meanwhile, Hennessy and Ulrich decided that they needed to remove Jensen from the way so that he couldn't be released. So before the race started, Ulrich had planted a bomb in Jensen's car. Jensen knew that till now nobody had been released by winning the race, so these people won't let him win either. A plan came to Jensen's mind, and he got his team to fill the car's reserve tank with oil. Later, when he was getting ready, Hennessy came and gave him release papers. She said that even if Jensen wins the race, he should stay here as Frank. Jensen didn't give any answer and put the papers in his pocket and left. When he sat in the car, Case told him that Hennessy had told her not to let Jensen win, although Jensen wasn't affected by this either. Then when the race started, Ulrich only activated Joe's weapons. Joe immediately started attacking Jensen fiercely. After this, Joe fired several rockets at him, but Jensen somehow turned the car and the rockets hit the wall. Actually, Joe and Jensen had thought of aiming these rockets at one place together. In just a few explosions, the wall broke and both of them escaped from the prison. When Hennessy saw them escaping, she immediately sent a police force after them and pressed the bomb button in Jensen's car. But what's this? No explosion happened at all. Actually, Coach had already removed the bomb from the car. Meanwhile, Joe and Jensen reached the bridge, but the police were getting closer. Now, Jensen started the next part of the plan. He leaked the oil from the reserve tank, which caused a massive explosion, and all the cars stopped right there. Finally, both of them crossed the bridge and went on different roads, and all the helicopters started chasing Jensen. Now, Case also decided to help him because Hennessy had already given her release papers. When they passed through a dark road, Jensen jumped out of the car and hid, and Case took his place. In just a short while, the helicopters created a wall of fire in front of her, and she had to surrender herself to them. But by then, she had worn Frank's clothes and mask. The police, without telling her, took her back to prison, and Jensen escaped with Joe. Meanwhile, Hennessy and Ulrich were celebrating their victory when suddenly Hennessy opened a box which had that bomb in it. This time, Coach pressed its button, and both of them died right there. 6 months later, Joe and Jensen together started running their car shop, and Jensen also got his daughter back. Meanwhile, Case also got released and finally came to meet them with her new car. Today, definitely tell in the comments which is your dream car. See you in the next video.